Oh,
Ooh,
there it
countdown.
goes.
No, it's just flat out lie.
Yeah,
Oh
it's just
wow.
like you're
No.
good to go. Okay. Here, I'll do the YouTube link thing. Put it on the Twitter and see if anyone comes.
Oh yeah. I don't know. I guess we can type it from here too. I'll just retweet it, I guess. Okay.
Now live, I think. There we go. Let's see if that works for anybody.
Yeah, I think so. Looks good from here.
Word.
That looks like a real link.
That does look like a real
It
link.
looks real.
And I forgot to put both your names in there, so now I
Oh,
feel like the
nice.
worst advertiser.
Oh no.
Well, when hashtag drawing with dads is trending on Twitter worldwide,
Yeah,
people will find us. So,
you'll
You
be
spelled dad
incredibly
wrong.
just like frustrated. So Nick, have you been playing with Manga Studio there?
and I've been drawing with it some, but I'm just like grabbing the pen tool and going.
Oh yeah, how do you
Not
like
even really
it?
looking at probably even most of what it can.
You guys still there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you there, Nick? Might have lost Nick. Oh no. Did we lose Nick? Is he
Come on,
gone?
Nick.
Nick, are you there? Are you there, Nick?
Maybe not, man. Maybe
Uh-oh. Maybe not.
we lost Nick.
Oh
Okay, I'm
no.
back. I'm back.
Okay.
All right.
Welcome back. Did you
What
have a kid
happened?
emergency? Is it already like the first kid interruption?
Actually, I've heard my daughter staying up way past her bedtime
Oh yeah.
through the closed door. Yes, but
So you had
How
Nick,
old
you have
is?
3 kids, right?
3,
Very exciting.
4, 2, and 9 months old.
Oh, jeez.
Oh my God.
Bring it on.
So how live are we right now? We're pretty live,
We're,
right?
for live, there are 2 people watching, but I think I might be one of the 2.
So we have two. I have 2 boys. One is 2.5, and the other one's like 15 months. So they're real close, and we're having a third in November, a third boy, and they're all going to be 3 years apart. And we didn't plan it that way. We actually were thinking the one route. We're only going to do one, but it just sort of happened, and now we're going to have like 3 in high school, 3 in college. I mean, it's going to be pretty. It's going to be pretty intense. So
I
any
think that's
have Nick would be fantastic, man.
Yeah, they're all like 22 months apart, I think.
Okay.
It's pretty good. Pretty good timing, yeah.
Nice.
Do
All
you have
right.
advice for multiple kids? Was it harder for both
I
of you
think
guys, I guess,
I
have
think it's
gone
like
through
a
the
I think
kids
it's
thing?
like a Jim Gaffigan quote where he said like, "What's it like having 4 kids? It's like you're in water drowning and someone throws you a baby and says, 'Take care of this.'" It's kind of like that.
They always say like after you have 3, like 4 is like whatever. It just kind of becomes like a mill of children or something. You just keep pumping them out. It doesn't even matter anymore. First 3 are the hardest, and the 4 and on. I mean, I guess you just start a farm or whatever, and it works itself out. I guess.
Right, by then they're making your butter, stuff like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
It's churning your butt.
Yeah, that's it.
Nice. Yeah, I don't think we plan to go past the one who's just about to turn 1. So I've been there. I've been a dad now for almost a year, which is very surreal.
Oh man.
Congrats, man. It's a kind of a big milestone, actually. Not many people say that, but 1 year is pretty hard.
Yeah.
When you're starting out, it's definitely a big shift.
What month was she born?
She was born in August. So
August. And then okay, so Lucy was October because they're pretty close. So you are almost there.
I am.
You feel like
almost.
you've accomplished something. You're like 1 year and she's okay.
Yes, she's okay. You go from like knowing absolutely nothing. I feel like you ever have a job where you like lied completely on your resume and just have somehow like lucked into it.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I feel like
My boss
mean,
is listening. I can't say anything.
I've never done that, but I imagine that's what it feels like. Yeah,
Right.
it's just like this is crazy. Like what? What? I don't know. I also think I hope we've gotten through maybe the hardest part of the uh, if you leave them alone they're just gonna die kind of thing.
Right.
And now we're into the now it's more difficult, like why does the sun shine, and you know why are
Wow,
why are birds.
that's incredible. You kids are genius.
Yeah. They're just gonna start. Yeah, she'll just start talking and asking really deep questions right off the bat.
That's exactly it.
What are taxes?
Like, who's regulating this?
My dad, when we were kids, he used to just lie to us whenever he asked these questions, and I remember him. Some of them, because I was older when this was happening, I'd be like, "Why does the wind blow?" And he'd be like, "Fractals." And then, I guess I got older. I learned the math behind what fractals actually were, and I was like, "How would lying fool?"
I like that you can do that. You can just tell everybody that.
Yeah, I
Is there a way not to get this just on my screen? I feel like I'm hogging it. How can I do that? And then
And so it's whenever you're talking, I think you pop up, right?
yeah,
Do
I
I?
think
Is
I
that it?
can.
Oh, I should be sharing my screen,
You
perhaps.
should
Yeah, I'll
show us
share
your
mine.
Dreams.
show us
Wait,
your
hold
great.
on. I got something for you guys. I got something quick to commemorate this. We got a
Uh-oh.
tiny little bottle of champagne. I don't know if you can read the logo.
Oh, nice.
Or it's backwards. It says Sri. It says cheers, but all right.
Nice.
That's to kick off our little venture here. Maybe it'll take off one day, and we'll all make millions of dad dollars.
Dad dollars. I like that they wouldn't be real dollars. Here, just dad bucks. Good for one kid hug kind of thing.
Oh, that's cute. Yeah.
Yes.
So I'll go ahead and share this, man. I'm actually like sketching on my work laptop right now, and it's real restrictive. So I couldn't download like all the drawing software I wanted. Right now I have Mischief and GIMP on it.
Oh yeah. How do you like Mischief?
I'm just kind of doing Mischief right now. Not really like Photoshop or Manga.
Oh, nice.
Mischief. I haven't even heard of that one.
It's a pretty cool one. It's I liked it because it just didn't have anything on it, or it was like very open, and so it just worked. It was just quick just to dive in and get drawing with. But I cheat and use all the like special things in Manga to get better at drawing. Don't tell anybody.
It's okay, no one's watching. I mean,
Yes. I'm sure. Yeah. Uh-oh. Where you go?
What do I pop up as? I just need to zoom out some. Oh yeah, hey Nick, I drew your guy.
Nice.
See if I can center that in.
Oh, nice.
Anyway, so I don't know. What do you guys think? What do we do?
I don't know. Uh-oh. It's the top of my head now. That's a terrible.
Oh, you're back.
Did I close Manga? What did I do? What did I do? Just share this. Don't share my stupid head. Oh, it's all going bad. I mean, I don't know. Nick, you just got Manga Studio. Do you want? I can show you my expertise, my mastery of it.
Yeah, I was thinking hopefully I can pick up a few tips here as I go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to listen to that too, actually. So I have the trial, but I didn't get the full one yet. I really kind of wanted to go the full route, like get the whole package, but we'll see.
You should do it. I really like it. So let's see. Here I can start. I'll just start with the basics, and you just ask me any questions. I mean, I don't know. I mean, you guys both know Photoshop, so
Yeah.
you know the kind of setups over there. I like to use the pencil tool and do the little like sketch it up layer. Here, I'll just work super fast.
How responsive is the Surface?
It's really good. I'm on it now, and I really like it. I mean, the pen's a little thinner compared to like the other Wacom tablets, but other than that, I liked it more than drawing just on a screen. But like, I've never tried out a Cintiq or anything like that.
Oh yeah.
Have you done this, Nick, where you can go up into like File? I don't even know if it shows this, but there's like pin pressure settings in there, like all the way near the bottom.
I think I messed with that some just in like the pen palette.
Yeah. Well, if you go in there, you can get it to adjust by like multiple strokes. It pulls
Uh-huh.
up this little menu. I don't know if that shows up on the Google Hangouts. It doesn't. How foolish. And you can just like hit a little button that says adjust by multiple strokes, and then you just draw on the screen a couple of times, and it'll adjust the pin pressure to what you're kind of naturally doing.
Oh, that is awesome.
Really? It just kind of learns it?
Yeah, I just figured I just learned about it from a Frieden guy who makes the brushes, which I'm probably saying
Right.
his name
Right.
wrong.
I have some of his Photoshop ones.
He makes some good ones for Manga Studio too.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. I use his, and I have a lot of the ones from Kyle Webster.
Oh yeah.
Those are awesome. I love them. Some like I never say it right. How do you say it? Gouache.
It's
Brushes.
Gouache or something.
Gouache.
Gouache.
It sounds like a metal band or
It
something.
does. It just sounds like a Guar cover band.
Oh my
Just
God!
like,
I saw Guar, man, in 2010.
oh yeah.
Yeah, it was at Bonnaroo. It was incredible. Like, I didn't expect to, and I found out they were on the ticket at like 3 in the morning, and so I just woke up and like went to go see it. It was one of the best shows I've ever been to.
That's awesome. That's
The crazy, like, I didn't know what to expect because I had always heard rumors that like they throw raw meat on their crowd, you know, and I'm sure like the health department didn't really go for that, so they kind of found some other new way of doing it. But basically they threw like a bunch of weird jelly on the crowd,
oh
and
yeah.
they had this massive like T-Rex come out of nowhere, and like they have huge set stage presence. So this T-Rex comes out, this guy comes out with an axe and like cuts it open, and then this other guy comes out of the T-Rex and starts like shredding guitar, and it's this amazing thing. I don't know, I can't do it justice. One of the best shows I've ever been to.
That sounds awesome.
I recommend. So what was the name of the guy you said about the brushes? It was a Kyle Webster.
Yeah, is that it, Nick?
I dropped audio again for a second there.
Oh no.
Okay.
Ugh. We were
Who
talking
does?
about raw meat and guar, and I was all on board.
Oh yeah. Go see Guar.
Go see Guar. That's the whole Drawing with Dad
That's really what
podcast.
this is about.
Just a Guar plug.
Guar called? Is that what you said?
Yeah, like they should call. No, was it Kyle Webster who does the brushes, Nick?
Yeah. Kyle T. Webster.
Webster. That's one thing I've never really kind of done. Like, I'm not gonna lie. So this comic is kind of my venture into artwork. I mean, I've always drawn my whole life, but I never really had any formal training, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And so a lot of these little tips I pick up from a lot of different people, especially even like Photoshop brushes. I've taken a few, but I've never really kind of experimented heavily with what could have been done.
Oh, I've become like heavily addicted to them.
Just new brushes.
It's weird though. It doesn't make me draw better. I'm like,
Yeah.
dang it.
I keep looking for that brush that just makes like my artwork good.
There's this one that he has. He has this thing called the Mega Pack, and it's like a ridiculous amount of brushes. But there's one called like the Tiltorific, and it's just like this pencil that responds to the tilt on your tablet. And I just love that thing. It's because you can like pick colors and like get like a total like colored pencil effect and all this stuff. It's just really fun to play with.
That is cool.
So our screen pops up as we talk, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just drawing myself because I'm vain. So.
Oh, me too, man. Don't worry about it.
Okay, good deal. Good.
I think we're all drawing ourselves.
Well, I just saw Wesley doing it, and I was like, well, heck, I'm going to draw myself now.
It's all I can do in a panic, you know. It's just like, oh, I need to draw something. It's to the one subject model I know I can't ruin, you know.
Right.
Like when I'll check out at work in a meeting and do it, and just because I know they're talking about something that has nothing to do with what I'm dealing with, but and they'll and then everybody calls attention to it. Like, oh, you can draw, or look at that. Was that you? And then I'm embarrassed as hell because I wasn't listening.
Well, it's obvious they weren't either if they were paying attention to what you're drawing. So,
Yeah, exactly. So
it works. It works out. I was introduced as like the resident cartoonist, at to one of the new people, and that was probably my proudest moment at work. So
a resident cartoonist. That's pretty cool.
Like, here's our cartoonist. I just had put a bunch of post-it notes on like the side of my desk.
I love those.
Those are great, man. I've been looking.
I always do that too. Like gravitate to post-it notes. I would just grab a piece of copier paper. Like every time I made coffee, I would draw something, and people started like sticking them on the fridge. So I have my display on the fridge. Yeah.
They're proud of you.
They're really proud of it.
Yeah.
What are you doing, man?
I think you told me about some amazing trick, Wesley, where you can erase like where a line overlaps or something.
Yeah, so you go like here to the eraser, and let's see, am I on the eraser? Yeah, and if you're on a vector layer, which helps there, you see this little vector eraser thing here?
Mm-hmm.
In the bottom left-hand corner.
Vector eraser, I see.
So that first one is just like a regular erase, where I'll just erase part of a line. And then the one that's like with the blue and looks like the rest of the Tetris thing there, that will erase up to where any line intersects another line. So
I like that you called that a Tetris thing instead of a plus sign.
Yeah, that would be easier. Well, it just looks like two Tetris pieces.
It looks like Tetris.
So if I do like this, where it's in that line too far, I can go into that eraser.
Very happy. Oh, this is amazing. Now let's see what happens. Oh my gosh.
So it only erases up there. But if I do this one,
holy crud, that is awesome.
Then you can just erase. Then it'll erase the whole line.
What?
So the last one will do that.
This is great.
Yeah, right. So you can do that.
This is worth it. Here, $15, well spent.
But wait, there's more.
That's all this application does, right? Is erase stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought so.
And that works. And you saw the vector layers, which are down here on the right. So there's a regular raster layers and then a vector layer.
Yeah. That's what I've been drawing with. I still don't really know like how much stabilization I should use and
I use
like that, but
I use like 40 just because I am bad at drawing. So it gets I get really like obsessive with like super crisp lines, so, which is like above what they normally go. So it's just what I like doing, I guess.
So you kind of making the big move, or I mean the big move. Are you making a move over to Photoshop entirely? I mean Manga entirely.
I've been using Manga for a while. I don't know, Nick, are you moving over?
You know, I really like it for inking. I'm enjoying it quite a bit. I don't know. I might still do some paints in Photoshop.
I can see that. The nice thing about their paints,
their watercolor brushes are not half bad from what I've played with so far. I mean, it's pretty nice.
The nice thing is too is that that watercolor brush stuff, if I make it appropriate size, it works in vector layers, so that can be resized without loss.
Really?
Which is a lot cool.
No way.
Yeah.
Okay, you might have to school me on color.
What do you mean?
I know that there's some kind of like
blue plus yellow.
even though it's a different layer, like will respect your ink layer and stuff like that, like all this kind of awesomeness.
So we'll do one of those things. I'll make a new layer, whatever. Here's I practiced this a little bit earlier. It was terrible. Like, how do you teach these things, right? Here's a terrible drawing. Will be one layer. There you go. And the gray will be another layer. Right? Beautiful. Perfect. just made the best
It's like Max
drawing.
Headroom. Do you remember that? Okay.
Yes.
I really like the way that looks for some reason.
I think it looks awesome.
I hear you judging it. It's okay. Just kidding. Boom. Okay, so then you can go over here to your flood fill guy. And if I open up the palette, so there's some of this stuff with this close gap, which I don't use enough. But essentially, if you have a little bit open space, right in there is not perfect.
Right.
Then it will do like it will fill it up, anyways. The only bummer is that like the flood fill has to be on a raster layer, so I can put it underneath. But if you go, if I can do it right, so you got color margin right here where multiple referring, so you can check that.
Ah, I see.
And you have the first one sets it as all layers, or the second one you can do like a reference layer. So you can say like this layer is my reference layer, so only shade things based off of that. So let's see, there's setting, sets reference layer. Get a nice little icon over here. Ooh, isn't that fancy?
I mean, it's kind of you really should kind of use that icon. It's kind of badass, actually.
Yeah.
That'd be a really cool minimalist logo for your site.
So even though I've set that there, so even though I don't know if this will work, but we'll try it. So if I do all layers, and like pick the blue thing,
I just like getting to test you.
yeah, you can see that it does like that way. Right? You can see it respects where like the gray is.
Right.
Really?
But if I do the reference layer, it only listens to where the red stuff is.
Mm-hmm. See, it's
Right.
like these clever little things you don't even know you really need.
Yeah, so it's good if you have like your characters on one layer and then your background on the other layer. So then you can just set the reference, and you can change up that reference layer. So then if I want the gray to be it, I just get that layer, layer settings, set as reference layer, and then a little icon will change to whatever layer that is. So if you do like a background and then you want to do just your character on top without erasing the background behind it, so that you can use it for multiple times, it's pretty nice. Because then you can just flood fill the color in. And here's that erase thing. Look, it even respects multiple layers when you just
Yeah.
erase the points,
That's actually pretty sweet.
which is cool too.
A little jealous that I didn't spend $15 to get it.
Surely one day it will go on sale again.
I know, man. This is just kind of like so we got paid the 15th, and that sale ended the 14th. You know, so we were coasting on fumes in our cars, and it was just kind of like, all right, well,
Yeah,
here.
I know that feeling where you're like, nope.
Oh, yeah.
Do you guys want to like try and draw a theme or anything?
Yeah, we should. Maybe Twitter will give us like a thing. Let's see. Here, I'll put in that we're live streaming. I don't know how to get the chat room up, so
It's like a permanent link or something, right? You just kind of throw it on.
yeah. Let's see. The Q&A. This feature is disabled. You know, make it undisabled.
Undisabled.
Yeah.
Like
Able?
enabled?
Make it enabled. That would
Does that
mean
work?
that's you could say that, but
Amazing.
that would be too logical.
The wonders of English language.
I don't want any of this stuff. I don't want this stuff.
Oh, I feel like I'm finally getting a feel for this tablet thing.
Oh yeah.
What tablet do you have?
I think it's taken a good year to really feel comfortable with it.
You might have said, but are you but what kind of tablet are you using?
It's just the what is it? The Intuos Pro, the medium size.
Okay. I think is that I'm actually not familiar with it. Is it like on a screen or is it kind of just like a normal Wacom?
Yeah, it's just a tablet.
Okay.
hmm But I did go for the medium instead of the small because before like somebody let me borrow this little like cheapo bamboo. I don't even think they make them anymore.
Yeah.
It was just like so small. It was hard to get any kind of stroke going. So I have that, and then I just like sprung for a 27-inch monitor. Yay! So I'm using that.
I had a buddy who bought a was it a Wacom Inkling? I think it's the pens that kind of record the
Right,
movement.
right.
It's kind of a cool concept, but he's like it's not terribly exact, you know.
Oh yeah.
He said there were some problems with it, like you would some of the fainter sketches wouldn't really like show up that well, you know. Even though it digitized it, it wasn't like always the best quality.
Hmm.
I don't think he paid a lot for it. I think that's you know, so I don't think he was terribly depressed about it.
Oh, radio silence. I'm really bad. I feel like I'm bad at. I'm not quite sure how to do these things yet. So,
And telling the world,
I was like, my wife was like, have you ever watched one of these things? Like someone doing a live stream of drawing? I'm like, no, no. She said, do you think maybe you should do that before you do one? I'm like, psh, details,
it's too easy.
details.
It's
Because
too
people will
easy.
do like the drink and draw kind of thing, right?
Yeah, and
Isn't
then,
yeah,
what's his name, the Up and Out guy?
Jeremy K.
I'm blanking on his name. I love that thing. It's so
Yeah,
cool. I think
yes,
he's doing something like that.
he does it. Oh, I think it's Mercworks actually. So I've seen Jeremy on the one with Dave Mercier.
yeah, that's the one I saw him on too, and that was great. I feel
Yeah,
like we are paling in comparison right now.
We're just happy that we're like awake at 9:40 and
Yeah,
drawing something.
freedom too. I think that's kind of might be a little bit of it. I don't know.
I feel like I've accomplished something just by that. I also find that I suck at painting. I only took one painting class in school.
I didn't take any painting class because the painting instructor scared me. So
Suda.
yeah, he was this like mean, very quiet man who was known for throwing paintings out windows. Though I believe he only did it like once. So
But that was enough.
that was
They
enough.
throw
It
out the
was
window.
enough to terrify.
He did not like anything I did. So, yeah, I was not very good at watercolor.
It's so frustrating, man. I've tried it a few times.
Gosh, it's difficult.
We should just pick a group theme. I don't think anyone's coming. So it's a one pick.
Oh, okay. A topic?
Yeah,
Brenner? I don't know.
I like it. I'm going with
Like,
it.
no, we got to throw like a zombie Brenner or something else on it. I don't know. Maybe yeah. What? I guess zombies would have for breakfast or something like that. Maybe.
They would call it like brainer.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
The terrible pun. And zombies love puns. That's my guess.
Do you guys ever notice like pun comics do incredibly well? Like incredibly well.
I think it's just like that easy. Like they're so easy to consume. I
Yeah.
I think I know. I've done some really dumb pun comics and thought this will do great. Like I was really proud of my Fretting Zoo one, and then it was just kind of like meh. It was alright.
Oh my God, I love that one, man. That was fantastic. I
I
remember my
was
first big I did one back when I was doing storyline. I had this joke where this guy they're going to like a bar with where the Wild Things Are theme, and he thinks he's going to a furry party.
Nice.
So like I called it like this better not be a furry party, and it blew up, man. It was the first thing I didn't know what the hell to do. Like the internet loves making fun of furries, and at the end of the strip, there's a joke called "Where the Wild Things Bar." That pun
I would.
like it killed on Reddit that day. It was
Oh, it's like dad jokes,
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
just a little bit.
Now, when you make a killing on Reddit, what is your killing? Like, what are your numbers? I feel like mine are vastly inferior.
Reddit, man, that's a weird thing, really. Like so. The one thing that really sucks about it is that like I've hit the front page a few times, and I'll get more upvotes than site visits. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because in order to hit the front page, half the time you have to throw it on Imgur or Imgur, however you say it, and that's the really frustrating thing about it, in my opinion. Unless you're just like already kind of kicking ass. And so a great day. I mean, if like I'm happy if it gets attention elsewhere. Really, Reddit isn't the deciding factor, but like if it gets like 100 or so, I'm even like a couple hundred, like I'm pretty happy with it. I mean, if it gets like 1,000 or a few thousand, then like I'm like, wow, holy crap, here we go. And then a lot of hate, a lot of hate towards then.
Do you just like quit your day job when you get 1,000? You just get to turn it in, right? I think the highest I got was just this one the other day, which was like 350 or something like that. Which is still pretty good. I mean, I'll take it.
No, it did great, man. It was fantastic. It was a great strip. Do you ever feel that way? Like whenever one does really well, you just immediately feel. I think we talked about this a little bit, but like, what am I gonna do now? You know,
Yeah.
how do I top this like fame? It's like you get a number one bestseller, and then you're like, the next book's gonna suck.
Yeah. No one's gonna read anything else. Like,
Yeah. I'm trying to think of bands that like came out strong and then never came back, like Spin Doctors or something. Yeah.
I do kind of feel like the Chumbawamba of comics. I mean, I'll admit
That should totally be your byline on your site.
that. Chumbawamba of comics. I think it'll work.
Yeah,
You know, but I get knocked down and I get back up again.
you do.
Just
You
in case
do.
anyone watching, which I think maybe one person, hello, is wondering.
Is it your mom, Wesley?
I-
To be honest.
I would not be surprised if it was her. My mom will upvote anything or like anything on Facebook, and I love it because it could say motherfucker in it, and it would just still be like, yeah, great work, honey.
That's my son.
Yes, he does great. You're not even reading these things, are you, Mom?
This one's about how I hate my parents. +1. Good job.
Great job, honey.
I gotta be honest, man. I hate it that my parents are on Facebook. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people hate it that their parents are on Facebook. But my mom, like, I don't know, she just goes to terrible sites or something.
No.
I don't know how terrible, but they always get, like, some kind of weird share, and I get tagged on something ridiculous. I think her computer's been compromised.
Uh-oh. Is that like when you get the sunglasses share? Get 30 sunglasses for 5 cents.
It's been, like, pretty graphic before, and she freaked out, almost had a panic attack. I had to go in and change her privacy settings for
Oh,
her.
jeez.
It was like this really like scandalous site, and with an image, and she tagged like 40 people on it.
Oh, no.
I don't know how it happened. She won't admit how it happened.
Oh, man. It's moments like that that I feel less dad-like.
When you have
But
to,
then, like, you said something, Wesley, the other day about, like, a YouTube video you watched that was like,
Oh, yeah, no, we watched this YouTube video last night, and because he has like millions of followers. And I just didn't get it. Like, I had that old man moment and was like, who would find this entertaining? And just like shaking my head in disbelief. Doing that, like what is this? You youths today are so weird.
do you remember the name?
I think he was Lowell Anthony. It was just
Little
like,
Anthony.
well, no, it was like Lohan, Lol Anthony. I don't know. I feel slightly bad. Like, I feel like someone's gonna come and find me now. I really started some sort of Twitter warfare with this.
I watched like a PewDiePie or something, and I was just like, I can't watch this.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
no, I get it. I totally know where you're coming from. What's the I'm blanking already, but there was one like Frank or something. I forgot back in the day that was like really popular, and I hated it. They even made a stupid movie out of it.
Oh, right, the guy with the super high pitched voice.
Yeah, that was so
What is
retarded.
that?
What are you talking about? I feel so left out
I would like
culturally.
hear it, but then I want to like Google it again. You know, like embarrassing.
I don't want to
One
know
of
it
those things like
exists.
you're pissed at yourself for having it in your mind. You know?
There's so many things about my life that's the best definition of them. It's just like, why does this take up room in my brain? Why do I know this but I can't remember my mom's birthday? Like, just to go back how bad of a son I am. So,
Yeah, I can't remember. There was another video too. Um, I'm not even gonna try and remember it because again, maybe it's this is what I need is to like not remember it. You know, you
yes,
guys
just
are
let it
forcing me to
go.
go back and revisit this terrible part of mine.
Let it all leave.
So you guys are doing Brenner, right? Brenner.
Brainer. And I split it up weirdly, so it doesn't make any sense. Thus completely ruining the joke.
It's like bra inner.
Bra inner, which is worse. That was some weird
Like
zombie.
brassiere and inner sanctum.
Oh, this is terrible. Uh-oh, we got really quiet.
What do you guys do? All right, I'll kick it back. Nick, do you make comics?
I don't.
Okay.
I lack what's that word? Discipline. Yeah, discipline.
That's totally okay. I mean, it's pretty, what is it? Emotional? You know, one of those things.
It's it's a lot like cries for attention. I feel like sometimes, like, look at me, I matter, right? Maybe I'm alone on this. I shouldn't speak for anybody else.
Well, now I know what you're really thinking with your autobiographical comic. Look at me.
Yeah, look at me, I'm important.
You know, it's one of those things I've kicked around doing though, at times.
Oh yeah,
Like yeah, like ever since I was a kid, like this is one of those things I always thought about doing
you should totally do it.
was the comic strip.
I love it, man. It's a lot of fun. It's really like, I mean, the part that it's fun. It's great. It's really cool. Like what it gives you the discipline that you try and develop. I guess you know helps you just become a better artist in general.
Yeah.
But again, I'm not gonna lie. I'm just like whenever something just doesn't connect or somebody's like, I don't get it. You know, you kind of go into a slump. Every time.
Right.
It's amazing how much it can cut to the core of just like, I don't really care for this. Like, oh, what? Oh,
It's really?
really?
Are you sure?
Are you sure you don't get it? Can
Well, I liked kind of the point you had the other day, Wesley, where you were talking about how it was kind of I mean, you almost have like this journal of this time of your life and this interesting kind of format, you know? Like your children could discover it one day and be like,
I'm,
wow, my dad said the F word a lot.
yeah. I'm both like proud of that concept and like terrified that it'll just be, they'll be 13 and be like, haha, I found this time when you were on the internet and a complete idiot, Dad. Like, oh yep, that was me.
That's a pretty cool way to think about it, though.
You're like,
I
but
was just
that's why we
hoping.
now live on this yacht, son, because of my webcomics. So.
Exactly. That's what I was hoping. I was like, yeah, 3 years into doing this, I was planning. I was hoping I would be like the next Watterson or something. You know, the next Bill Watterson.
Yeah.
In case you guys did, okay.
Bill who? Bill Calvin and where?
Bazooka Joe.
That would be like the greatest joke, is just to make a webcomic that was a completely just Calvin and Hobbes, and then just act as though you've never heard of
Never
Calvin and
heard of
Hobbes.
it.
What are you talking about? No one reads newspaper comic strips anymore. What are you
It's called
talking
What the Hell Are You Talking About?
about?
Can you guys hear that car beeping outside of my garage?
I can.
Yeah.
Your secrets are revealed.
It has that authenticity to it.
Yeah.
Let's see if it's mine.
It's like, this is raw, real life.
This is yeah. You won't find any fancy lighting or edits here. No sound studio. Real dads drawing real things.
That was probably incredibly loud. I'm sorry.
No, it was all good.
Okay, that was my garage door.
Oh, so you actually are literally in your garage.
Yeah, no, I'm not kidding. There's a my kids are dead asleep, you know. So my art studio or area with a computer, like right near my son's bedroom. I just didn't want to wake him up, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
You're a good dad. I'm right beside my daughter's bedroom. I'm worried something will happen terrible. That I will wake her up. That zombie's looking great.
She usually sleep through the night.
She does. She's been waking up at like 3 a.m. every now and then, but, you know, I think she's just learning new things, so she's having a bit harder time.
Yeah. Every time they do that, they're just like, screw sleep. I want to like stand here and bang on my side of my bed.
Yeah. Look what I figured out. That's
Look
great.
at this. That's been Lucy. She's been waking up at 4 a.m. like every day. And then I have really crazy dreams after she does it. Which is actually kind of cool. But also kind of annoying.
You should write them down, man. Make a comic.
Yeah, there we go.
There you go. Just the dreams caused by my child waking up.
Called like neurotic REM cycles or something. So I
Maybe a
built
little
a zombie.
Nemo.
I really don't know where to go from Brenner. I'll figure it out.
I just jumped to the Return of the Living Dead Tarman, so I'm just kind of drawing him.
Oh my god, that movie, by the way. So I was really, like, when the zombie craze happened, it's still, I guess, going on, whatever. I bought that movie from a pawn shop. It's the stupidest movie. Like, it's great and it's classic and all that, but it really is just like,
Oh, it's
whenever
so
I see a
nuts.
movie from the 80s with punk rockers with so much attitude,
Yes.
I just can't take it, like, seriously. I mean, it's
Like,
not
how could we
scary.
give them more attitude? Have them hang out in the graveyard. Yeah.
Yeah, there's one of them, like, strips down. She's like, oh god, I want to be eaten alive. This is hot. You know?
Right.
I had forgotten that movie exists. Is it sad that I just immediately was like, oh yeah, that film?
Oh, yeah, Linnea Quigley. Sure, yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Good drawing, man. So, Wes, like whenever you're drawing a comic, what kind of what's your I guess routine for writing?
You know, I'm still one of those guys. Everyone like writes out stuff, and I'm always impressed by that. I just have to like go in there and start sketching and drawing until I can kind of find it. Unless I've like thought of it slightly beforehand while sitting like at a work meeting or something.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I have to kind of, I don't know if I can just sit and write. I need to try doing it more, but it's never really worked for me. I have to kind of be drawing out some stuff and kind of figure my way out from there.
Mhm. So are you? Yeah, you're always just riffing then and figuring it out.
Yeah, which is why some of those comics, I feel like I can see in some of them there's just a lot of you know, not quite figuring out what I need to be saying at this point. You know.
There's this
Oh
guy
man.
named what it's Zach Gorman, I believe.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
yeah, and he like storyboards all of his stuff. So I'm talking about this on Twitter one day. Like he doesn't write scripts at all.
Really.
It's just all storyboard. Which I don't know. I think that's almost what I would do.
Just sketch it out, get it going.
Yeah, just always just keep drawing until I get something.
Who's the guy that does that? Too. Well, he does a storyboard, but it's very like stream of consciousness. His name's John Cullen.
Oh
He's
yeah, I just recently started following him. His
yeah,
crazy daily stuff.
yeah. He does the daily things, but he just like passed 500 recently. So he's been doing this for years.
Gosh, his colors are what I love so much.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
incredible, and
His
it's all
colors are crazy.
so the colors are all in, I guess, Photoshop or something. Yeah, I think it's Photoshop. And all the other stuff is physical. Like he does it on Bristol pad, I think. I can't really quote that. I don't know if it's Bristol or whatever, but it's all just hand drawn, and it's incredible.
Oh
Like, but it's
yeah,
very
that's
detailed.
right. One day he tweeted a photo of a big stack of them, I believe.
Yeah,
Uh-huh. Man.
but his is kind of like that. I think his just like he'll back him. I don't really know. I've talked to him briefly about it, like how do you do it, and sometimes I just get the feeling that when you see these daily guys, they back themselves into a corner and then they go with the best thing they have at the time,
Mm-hmm.
which I am just like really impressed by. I'd love
It's
to do it
That
daily.
almost seems like freeing in a way.
Yeah, exactly. There was actually this it was a do you guys ever read Chainsaw Suit by Chris Straub?
yeah. That is a great one.
Oh, that's great. So he had this one comic that really struck home. It was this clown. He was trying to like blow up an animal or something. I can't remember exactly, but and then all of a sudden this guy comes up to me. He's like, "Hey man, you're not funny at all," you know. And then the clown just like he goes off into the sunset and it just says freedom across the screen. Yeah. And I was sitting there, I was like, God. Like I love doing this, but some days like I really just don't want to be funny. I just want to draw shit and put it out there.
I know that feeling. I don't know. I sometimes feel like I've locked myself into something by doing the comic stuff. It's like sometimes I just want to give you a drawing of something dumb. Maybe that's what I should just put that on there. It's not quite a comic, but it's not quite not a comic. I don't know. So, what is your creative process then, Steven? I'm
Mine's
asking.
really like neurotic, man. I really like I was trying to do one last night actually. I just fell asleep in the middle of it. What happened? Like um I'll try and write out all these different. So I've tried so many things to figure out the best one. I even did this thing where like I wrote down a whole bunch of adjectives and a whole bunch of nouns in two different columns of Excel, and then I created like a macro to randomize their pairings. You know, like
Oh,
really
nice.
wild shit too, like Kafka-esque and X-ray technician or something. And so it would come up with these incredible combos, and a couple of them have worked, but I'll either do something like that, or I'll just sit there and walk incessantly until I think of something funny.
Where do you walk? Just like around your neighborhood?
No, in my house.
Oh yeah, just pace back and forth.
Yeah, just pace back and forth like an idiot. I mean, I've woken up some people before, which I hate. I try not to, but so it's really hard, man. I still haven't. One of the things that so I've tried so much to try and figure out the best way to do it, like just to find that creative spark, but it always changes. And one thing that worked one day never works again, you know. And so I think the best thing I found out to do is just the ones that have really done well is just try and make them as relatable as possible, you know.
Yeah, totally.
And that's really kind of helped out, and at least like brought some of the ones that actually like were more successful or whatever you want to call it. And so I'll think of an idea like that, and then I kind of measure the success by like what I learned I mean, it's great if it does well, but if I learn like a lot in technique or something like that, then I'm a lot happier with the product.
That's a brilliant way to look at it. I'm jealous I have not figured out to do that myself.
I think it's because we all secretly want to be like, or at least I do. I'm not speaking for everybody, but I want to be like, I don't know, just something like a I don't know. I want to be a portraiture artist or something. In the back of my mind, I've always wanted to be that guy that could like draw something incredible, and people will be like, "Wow, he's a badass." Nobody else feels that way.
You're alone in that. I've always wanted people to look at my work and just think, "What a sad, pathetic man."
Okay.
I think I'm achieving
Well,
that. So
I'll find a support group for my crew then.
I don't know. Maybe it's just going to art school. It's just been like, man, everyone can draw better than me. I feel like I'm just trying to keep up sometimes.
Where'd you
I
guys
don't
go
know.
to school? Art school.
Well, the esteemed Austin P guys. Everyone's heard of it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
State
know it.
University, man.
State University, Clarksville, Tennessee.
It's pretty sweet. You liked it?
It was all right. It was good. I mean I met a lot of good people there and had a lot of fun. So I can't complain. I think everybody tells you college is what you put into it. And
Yeah.
I guess that's it feels like dad advice, but it's good dad advice.
Yeah, it really
Get
is.
out of your education once you put into it.
Yeah, it's totally like you're not gonna get if you just do the work and then don't do anything else on the side, then nothing's gonna happen for you. Yeah.
Yeah, no, there's definitely some really talented staff there.
Yeah.
Some great
Totally.
drawing teachers and design teachers, definitely.
Honestly, I'm kind of jealous. I really kind of wish if I could have gone back, I could have done that. Just like focused on some skill, and really tried to apply myself like in an art environment. Instead of like I originally started out school as a pharmacy, in pharmacy school, and every pharmacist I talked to that I shadowed under was like borderline suicidal.
Oh gosh.
You know, they all just really hated what they did, and then like they all said stuff like, "I wish I was a writer," or "I wish I could have gone back and kissed that girl and married her," or something. So really
I
depressing.
I
So,
like
like,
that. I just imagine you walking in there as like 19, 20 years old, and this man just is like opening up to you, like super.
Guys, I'm just getting started.
Excuse me. Hey, don't do this. Just
I've
save
spent
yourself.
lots of money to do this, actually.
and that was the thing. They were all depressed and they got paid really well, so they were all hitting their midlife crisis and buying like the craziest crap. And so I just ended up, just settling on psychology while I was in school because I had no idea what else to do at the time. I mean, I love drawing, but my family was very like, if you go to art school, it's meaningless. Don't do it. They're like, be a doctor, and so I just like settled for something kind of in between, I guess.
So,
I
did you
hated
get
it.
a degree in psychology?
Yeah, I got my undergrad in psychology. I went back to get my master's in bioinformatics. It's like I do a lot of coding for genetics labs.
Whoa.
Well, it sounds intense.
It's
Yeah.
it's not, man. It's like biology is like in a different world now than it used to be. Like nobody uses lab notebooks anymore because it's all computers. With like the whole genome thing, they needed like people who kind of knew some code, and I basically in school learned like a lot of Python, R, C,
Yeah.
everything you know think of. See a lot of SQL actually. Like the database thing is really big right now in biology. Everybody's doing the kind of the public-owned databases, but they needed us, and so I kind of saw it as a way to like fund anything cool I wanted to do on the side.
Right. No,
That's
totally.
yeah, that's awesome. That sounds like a more profitable career than art school.
Yeah, but not as fulfilling, guys. Come on, right?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I code emails, so I don't know. It's really super fulfilling in that way. It uses all just old tables and junky code, just because there's like no standards. It's fun, right, Nick? Right.
It's not emails. Oh man, you can get away with anything.
In emails.
This was nice. You can be as dirty as you want, and it doesn't matter.
Yeah. No one's reading them anyways. That's like my
That's
sad.
what's cool. Like as long as it works at the end of the day, you're good to go.
Yeah.
Who are you cutting them for? Like, is it you guys? Like, do you send them out to clients or anything like that?
Yeah, so like one company I worked for, we did like an opt-in for I did like a craft store and auto dealers and stuff like that. And now it's kind of what they're called targeted emails. So if you ever signed up for an email and there's like a little checkbox that say like, get stuff from us and trusted friends. So we're sending the emails from the trusted other
And
companies.
trusted friends.
Yeah. It's always that kind of language.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So they're not necessarily emails that the person is expecting, but they have opt-in to receive these emails.
Oh, I got you.
So they can be any kind of.
I was gonna say you're having to navigate can spam there just a little
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah. Can spam. That's a term everyone's familiar with, right?
Was that? I actually no. Was it me?
There's laws where like someone can't send an email to you unless you consent to it.
Yeah.
You can get all the junk mail in the world in your home mail, but you can't in your inbox. It's kind of weird. Yeah.
Can spam deals with all of like messed up this guy's eyes. Like unsubscribe rates and just making sure people aren't sending you that kind of like junk mail that you don't want, especially making offers.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And then it's stuff like if you unsubscribe from something, the company has 10 days to fulfill that request, and if they don't, you can legally sue them for quite the sum of money.
Okay.
So it's that kind of stuff. And like any email you receive has to have all those things. Like has to have an address at the bottom, like a legal address and all that stuff.
Yeah, every email you get that's like a marketing email has to have an unsubscribe link somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I noticed that from trying to unsubscribe to so many.
Right. It's because they're legally required to.
Kind of thing where it's like standard that they have to follow.
And all of them have to be.
That's kind of nice. I can get out of this thing. Oh, they're legally required to do it. Okay, makes sense.
This is my world. This is my day-to-day job world. It's not bad. It's just sometimes it's not as fulfilling as you would hope.
I'm gonna be doing some emails again in my new thing.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You let me know if you need any help there.
That's one of the many things.
Let me tell you, you'll grow to hate Android 4.4.
Oh gosh.
Oh really?
Yeah. So to go further than that, and now I feel like this has become the most boring conversation.
Oh man, not at all. I mean, we all code, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's enough.
Yeah.
Is anybody listening? Is anybody piping in?
Well, there's 3 watching, so I hope you guys.
We're up to 3.
People.
Tell them to shout out, man. I don't know, yeah.
We're up to 3.
We're up to 3.
Amazing.
I still can't figure out the chat thing. I've looked around a little bit. They could engage, but I feel like.
Wesley's mom. That's one.
Well, yeah. What's Wesley's mom think of emails?
Pull the chat up.
I just don't know how to yet. That's my thing.
What do you think of MVC, Wesley's mom?
Yeah.
Hmm?
We're waiting for your response once I figure out how to do on-air chats.
Now I'm just going to draw a bunch of lines on this so it looks like I know what I'm doing. Awesome.
Perfection. That's
Lines.
That's what I do until the page is completely black. And, like, this was a good drawing at one point.
I seem like to not be very good at that. I remember I did this drawing in like one of our classes, and the teacher just looked at it like, you should have spent like 30 minutes extra on that, and it would have been great. I'm like, okay, and then I do something else, and it's like, man, you really should have stopped about an hour before you did.
You're like, where's the line?
What does this mean?
What does it mean? What does it mean? Yeah, so coding emails, there's no standard is like the issue. And so everybody has their own standard. And so you're trying to code for, Outlook uses Word to render the emails. So go figure that. So like if an email goes over roughly 2,100 pixels or so, you end up with a little bit of it will automatically add a page break because that's the end of a Word page. So
Really?
it makes no sense. And so your code will just break in this one place, and you'll be like, why is it breaking here? And you're like, oh, because Outlook is using Word, and Word renders differently.
Oh my gosh. It uses the Word engine.
If you guys want to code for our lab, we're actually hiring people. Actually, some HTML is involved.
Well, tell me more. Yeah.
There you go.
First off, you got to move to South Carolina.
Drawing with Dad's career opportunities.
Yes.
Well, then we could do I was gonna say.
You can do it live.
We don't even have to Google Hangout it. We'll just broadcast it on YouTube or something. No, it's we actually have a really rudimentary system for how we look up database information or how we give reports out to our directors. So what we do is all this information comes off our sequencers for patients or whatever, and we have to find patterns in it. And once we find the patterns, we have to give them information. And all we do is we put an HTML document on our on our network, and they just pull it up in their browser, and it allows the way we've coded it allows them to go around and pull information from different documents. And there's a couple of forms they can put in for searchable queries and stuff. So it's nothing too incredible, but that's how they wanted it, a lot of doctors we deal with don't understand how the internet works, so we had to do this kind of rudimentary way of doing it.
Oh man. It's so you're a heart surgeon, but email's a little tricky for you. Okay.
The guy who hired me, I had to tell him what my job was. That's how crazy it was, because he just didn't really comprehend, I guess, the amount of, I don't know, nobody really knew what was coming with the genome sequencing and all that. And I think he was just kind of this older guy who was well, somebody told me we needed to hire you, so.
That's a vote of confidence right there. I was told I need to hire you. Can you do what someone else has told me you need to say you do?
You fix my screensaver?
Can you fix my screen? Now, do you end up being the IT guy, pseudo IT guy?
I do. I'm first off, I kind of make it very clear that I'm not going to. But I get a lot of calls to come fix a printer,
Right.
It really bums me out just because we've got stuff to do. Our job is really finding patterns in DNA and stuff, and that's kind of what we have all these different kind of diseases we're trying to tackle, and we have kind of a big team that deals with it. So we each have little tasks, and then the admin people and the HR ladies will be like, oh my god, my printer's on the fritz, So we go out there just because they're nice.
It's out of paper. It's out of paper.
Yeah.
That is the saddest thing. Hold on, let me stop finding patterns in the.
Look, I don't want these people to get carried. Let's make sure you can print your coupons.
Yeah. You're right.
I'm not gonna lie, a lot of people could do my job. I'm not trying to say it's all high and mighty at all. There's a lot of people that could probably do it. I mean, because honestly, a lot of what we deal in is Excel. And I can even use some Excel macros to find these patterns. It's not terribly hard.
You would be surprised. My wife deals with Excel. She works for the state, and she does a bunch of database kind of stuff, more for water conservation stuff. And And there are a lot of stories she tells of people not knowing kind of rudimentary stuff in Excel. And it always just kind of blows me away.
I wonder if Excel will ever go away.
I hope so. I don't have to deal with it a lot. When I do, I kind of groan.
I know, God. So when I started, there was a day where I just had nothing to do, so I was like, all right, I'm gonna find the end of Excel, the last cell. And so I like hit down, like the down arrow forever, and then I was like, oh, I can hit the page down arrow forever. And then
Oh my gosh.
it took me like probably 25 minutes to find out, like, and calculate how many cells were in the document based on the memory of the computer. And then I realized that like there were hotkeys like control down and control right would take you there. So I wasted like 30 minutes, you know, doing absolutely nothing.
Nice.
Man, I've learned so much stuff during this time today.
This is informative. I've learned more about it.
Yeah. Control right, control down. Well, so we kind of used it like as a dickish move. There was this guy we hated who was kind of one of our superiors, and so on all the documents we would send him, we would go to the very last cell in Excel and write poop. So it would always like have that little bit of extra information. Like if you ever really found it, it would be incredible. But we always knew about it.
That's brilliant.
I like your brain, Wesley.
Oh, thank you.
No, I mean, I really like the way you think.
Oh,
Oh, nice.
Truly.
What do you guys got going on this weekend?
I have nothing really, and I feel like it's incredibly boring sounding. And I remember being young and being like, the last thing I'm gonna be is boring sounding. And now I'm just like, I didn't do anything this weekend, and it was great. People come back and they're like, we went out to the club, and it's just like
I finally did nothing.
Everybody slept in. It was amazing, and
I don't think I have to do anything tomorrow, which is kind of nice. I went to a birthday party today. It was my nephew's birthday.
Oh, nice, man.
So I did that. They had one of those bounce house things. So all the kids were like going psycho in that, which is pretty nice. He's 2.
Oh, that's pretty
And then
good.
it's like even the kids are like, gosh, it's too hot out here. Let's go inside. It was like 109 heat index today. It's ridiculous.
Oh my God, man.
But it was fun. It was one of those days where my children were just like, we're gonna behave and be the best kids ever tonight. So it was really nice. It was nice.
Good night. Here's a beer.
Yeah, exactly. It was great. And then I don't think I have to do anything tomorrow. I watched last night. I had a friend over and I watched The Prowler and The Burning. So old 80s horror movies. That's why I kind of defaulted to The Return of the Living Dead. It's because I watch a lot of those.
I haven't heard of either of those.
Really?
Yeah.
They're a little more obscure. It's some early Tom Savini stuff.
Oh, wow.
I remember The Prowler being like so great, and it was so boring. It was so boring. My gosh, I was like, will something just happen, please? But then, it's a slasher movie, so each of the kill scenes was ridiculous. And I'm like, that's why I liked this movie, was because Tom Savini did cool stuff. But it's like 10 minutes of the movie.
God, he did which Dawn of the Dead, or he did a remake, right, of one of the George Romero's.
Did he do the Night of the Living Dead remake with the dude from Candyman? Was that him?
Yeah, totally. I think that was it.
Yeah. Dude, that one is excellent.
It was so good.
That's like how you do a remake right there. It was so good.
He was really big into makeup too, wasn't he? Kind of a makeup guru, like back on.
Oh yeah, that's what he did. That's what he always did, was special effects. So when someone gets decapitated, it was him.
He he was like he was actually in that movie, The Dawn of the Dead, the original. with George Romero. He was like one of the bikers that rolled in
Right, that's
during
right.
the riots in the mall and all that.
And like Day of the Dead, he trained like Greg Nicotero, who he's the head of the company that does the effects for like I think they did like the Chronicles of Narnia stuff, and they do The Walking Dead.
Oh, wow.
So like he's had his little fingerprints all over everything.
Yeah, so the original Dawn of the Dead has one of the worst punches in cinematic history I think I've ever seen. You know what I'm talking about? Like, it's like Flyboy. He's like, oh, there's a zombie, and he swings around like an idiot. He does this whole like windmill thing, misses, hits him with his bicep, and like falls
That's
down.
so funny. The movie has all this crazy graphic violence, and then they miss the punch.
God.
Look, punching's too much. Don't make too much contact, okay?
Yeah. Let's keep it back a little bit.
And then I also watched It Follows one night, which was freaking amazing. I would recommend It Follows to anybody. That's a new one.
Follows.
Whew, so good. It was so good.
I've heard about that one.
It was really good. The soundtrack on that's ridiculous. It's the guy that did like the Fez soundtrack
Oh yeah.
and stuff like that. Disaster Piece,
Okay.
I believe is his little DJ-ish name.
Nice. I was thinking of Jim Guthrie, who did
Sword and Sorcery.
Yeah, and the indie game, the movie soundtrack. He does some great chiptune stuff. So you guys like slasher movies there? Or scary movies?
A little bit, man. I'm really big into like. Well, I had a big zombie kick for a long time, and some like a lot of sci-fi, and definitely like just almost apocalyptic films in the horror genre. Really, I mean the ones that are like I guess I mean apocalyptic can really be in its own realm, but those really always were really cool to watch.
Nice.
Because it's really more about decisions than it is anything. Just like what do we do when the machines break down, kind of thing. I always like that idea.
Here's my zombie. I'm too scared to color it. Wait, then it will suck.
That's good. I think I'm done with mine. Here he is. Very excited.
I have to love also all the other image results on Return of the Living Dead are naked Linnea Quigley. So there you go, kids. Internet. That is the internet.
That's the other thing. Dad teaches you bad things, Like
one zombie and lots of naked ladies. There you go. That's the internet. Look at him.
That's how you do it.
Good stuff. That was awesome.
Nice. I like this. I could get used to this. It makes me practice.
Yeah, absolutely.
Scrambled legs.
Scrambled legs is great. I have to say that's.
I love that. Maybe it's the scotch that I'm drinking talking, but I love that.
That's awesome.
The flies, I think, going around his head. That's what really solidifies it for me.
Actually, used to be my avatar. I used to do the brain dogs thing every Halloween. It would just be like dumb little horror drawings for people.
Mm-hmm.
But it was okay. I haven't seen that in a while, but
We should bring it back.
do it again.
Do it again. Why does it keep happening?
There's your head.
No, my terrible head. This is what
For
I
some
look like.
reason, I couldn't get it to only be on Clip Paint Pro, only my whole desktop, so I keep periodically dropping it off.
I think you guys are actually seeing your own in mine. Like, can you see? Well, right now all you see is Nick's, but never mind. I like sometimes when you guys switch over, like the little right or left end of my screen might show up in yours. I don't know if it does or not.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen that.
There you go. So I'm on a window. I mean, I'm on a Windows 8.
Yeah, I see that now.
Okay.
There's Wesley over there.
Just hanging out.
I just didn't want to blow your mind and like MC Escher you and have you see like infinite Google Hangouts.
Yeah, I was afraid it would crash like the other thing. I'm working on the Surface Pro, so I don't have the like multiple screens.
Right.
Set up.
I'm clamshell mode on a MacBook Pro. So
Get you fanciness.
next time I
Clamshell
should
mode.
pop it open and do the dual screen thing. I should do that.
It's not a bad move.
I could watch you guys the whole time.
Yeah, I have another. I'm so lame. I have another computer open, which I think is usually when you get the. Why we have like two people watching. It's because I'm the other person. Just still trying to figure it out.
Nice.
I'm still trying to figure out if I can get live chat on there. But
So we had 2 to 3 people that maybe talked to us and maybe didn't.
yes, there's some comments. We have some comments.
You really?
Yeah, so we've got
People actually saw this.
yeah. There's some angriness about why they can't see the chat. Sorry, angry GM. It's because I'm inept and can't figure out how to add it.
It comes up with a link. Like there's like a link you can share. What you did actually, because I retweeted it. The YouTube link is what you sent out, right?
Yeah. I can't figure out on the YouTube how to make that chat pop up.
Oh wow.
People have been leaving comments down there.
Huh, if you build it, at least a couple of people on the internet will see it.
Yeah. Hey, we got 4 thumbs up. That's
Time to be alive.
Now there's the real key. Have a small audience so you only get thumbs up.
there you go.
It's freaking me out that now I see this in the background while I'm talking.
The YouTube link is what you sent out, right?
Yeah. Uh-oh.
My mind is blown. That's my audio. Okay.
Wait,
Now, yeah,
you
now
I went through
we're
my attic, found.
You guys still there?
Yeah, what were you saying, Nick? I feel like I cut you off.
Oh, I'm sorry. Nick.
Nick. Nick? Are you there, Nick? It's me, Wesley. Oh
Here's the
no.
arms growing.
Yeah. Let's see. Well, there was a request here to do the same character to highlight our different styles.
Oh, nice.
Who was that?
That was Dro Stroop. He's a pretty cool guy. He's out there in California. So it's probably like noon to him, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, it's noon Pacific time.
No,
Yes.
noon Pacific time. So we should pick a character. You guys were talking horror movies. We should go somewhere in there. It's like an iconic.
I drew Ash last night, so already went there and did that.
That's
Watched
true.
Reddit, you checked out your Twitter feed, to learn a little bit about you. That was awesome.
Ooh. Sorry, that was me. Hit the wrong button. So if you've already done Ash, I don't know. No, now I'm lost.
Who else is there?
Who else is it? Why else would you bother with anyone else? You could do.
Classic like Kruger and all that, but I mean, I feel like it should be a little bit cooler for our first, maiden voyage of the show.
Yeah.
Should we just Google images horror and see what comes up?
See, I looked up horror dad, but all I got is the guy from season 1 of.
I wonder if it came up with Ghost Dad.
And then Arnold Schwarzenegger just had a zombie movie come out where he is a zombie's dad. Whoa.
Oh yeah.
Crazy.
No, he did.
Spoiler
Yeah.
alert.
It's the chick from what was that? Little Miss Sunshine. Yeah.
He's a zombie's father.
Zombie's father, indeed.
How
I
do
can't
you know
remember
about
what
this?
it's called.
I feel like you're making this up.
No, not at all.
It sounds
Is he
insane.
stretching? Like, I thought he just came out with like a big blockbuster. Like, I didn't really see him coming out with something like that. What about Nosferatu?
The classic, yes.
Yeah, let's do it.
The old
Nice.
buck-toothed vampire from
Kind of Orlok, man. Yeah.
Some might say the father of horror. There we are. Right. The
They're
tie-in.
like, can we call him Count Dracula? And they're like, hell
No.
no. And they're like, well, fine. Count Orlok. And he's
Done.
just going to be Dracula.
I don't know, like horror movies in that style, like the real, rickety black and white, where it was just like the light fluctuations and the poor camera techniques.
Yeah,
Scared
totally.
me crazy.
And then they made this really weird movie with John Malkovich as the director.
Yes, William Dafoe
Oh
as
my
the
gosh,
vampire.
that movie's insane.
What is
It's
it?
Is it a remake?
it's like they went out and found a real vampire to play the role. Is the premise of the movie, and it's just like bonkers. It's like Shadow
Really?
of the Vampire,
That's it.
something like that. Yeah.
It's
Oh
on
my
Netflix.
gosh,
We watched it
Really?
on
All
there.
right.
It's a
dude,
So
little it's a little slow, but it's definitely like very strange.
it's very weird. Yes.
we actually only have Netflix now. We cut out our TV. No,
Yeah, that's all we have is the Netflix and
the Netflix.
the Netflix.
Like you do the do.
These two to do.
Let's see. What drawing that's already been done could I trace so I look like I'm talented? Let's see.
It's okay, just think of who your competition is right now. It's not.
Have you guys ever noticed there's a couple of artists out there? I mean, it's no big deal, but that I've seen actually art tracing for their comics, but not like copyrighted images, like images of themselves and stuff. Like they'll take a photo of themselves and trace it out, like Dane Man. You guys know the guy who does Dane Man comics?
Yeah, yeah.
I actually watched one of his his like webcast the other day, and I was just like, wow, I didn't even realize. I thought he was just incredibly talented at doing portraiture, in comic form. But he seriously just sat there with a line tool over photos of himself posed in his bedroom. And I'm not saying it's short-sighted as art, man. It's incredible, and his jokes are great. But I was just like, it's a cool way to take it. Like I actually worked with him a little bit, and he's a really
Yeah.
interesting guy. Like the way he basically he wrote the joke and I illustrated it, but I had to approve of the joke first. So he had to act like a director role, and I was the no, I was the director, and he was the writer. It
Nice.
was really
That's cool.
interesting, like collaboration. It was a really cool guy.
That is cool. I only laugh because I know I've done that before, where it's just like I need to figure out how this looks, and so I've taken a picture of myself just in that embarrassing pose. I think that's like a classic.
You think you might like comic it after that, like or like put it in a comic styling after you like trace yourself?
Yeah. I think I would. Well, I'd use it as like a basis to be like, oh, that's what that face looks like. I think everybody's done that. Or the people who make the comics. I guess that's not everyone. I forget. People do real things with their time.
Did you guys take like a sequential art form class when you're in art school at all? I know that's offered, like at certain ones. Like I think SCAD offers it at least.
Yeah, they didn't have one. They had one. What was that, like 2 years ago now? A year ago now? They had one. They had Scott McCloud come and
Scott
teach one.
McCloud came, yes, and
Yeah,
did a class.
it was
What are
like,
the chances of that?
but the during our time they did not offer any of that kind of stuff.
It's actually pretty incredible, man. His books are actually really good.
Yeah, his stuff is awesome.
Yeah, I only have the one, Understanding Comics. That's the one that I have. But he came and did a lecture there, and we all went to that, and it was so good. Gosh. He's just funny and smart, and I guess just he formed a relationship with some of the instructors, and
Yeah,
then later was able to come in and do a class.
my understanding was they had like they get money every so often to bring in like a special instructor for.
What do you call it? A fellow?
Yeah,
Something like that.
so it was the art schools one, and they pushed for him, so they got him.
That's really cool.
I was able to see Penn Ward.
Yeah, and then
Oh,
Penn Ward came, and I said, hey, could I come see Penn Ward? And they're like, oh, all the tickets are gone. And you went.
I did go. Haha.
Sure.
I went. It was weird because it's just like, oh, I can't wait to learn knowledge from him, and then someone would raise their hand and be like, "So in season 3, this happens?" And you're just like, "This is not the time to ask that question."
No.
No, you have to ask. I went up and I gave him one of my president's books, but I was unable to speak to him because I am a 12-year-old fanboy.
Due to crippling fear.
Gave me crippling fear.
I
Just fell apart and stood there in silence in front of him. Eh. I am, I don't know if you know this. Maybe if you've read one of my comics, you might. I have some social anxiety.
Nah.
What? No way.
What? An artist, and my wife said it once. She was like, "An anxious artist? How refreshing and new."
Oh my gosh, that's fantastic.
She is a smart woman.
That's the moment you're like, I'm helplessly in love with her.
I'm spellbound right now.
She just said that and she's still here.
Yeah. And it's gotten quiet again.
I'm deep in concentration.
Yeah. That's like the problem, and one of the problem, like my fears of streaming is that I just get quiet. I'm like, well, I'm just working, and I just.
You gotta be telling funny jokes. This guy
I'm
has some
telling funny.
ginormous eyebrows.
Yes.
We could run comic ideas by each other.
So bald, but such large eyebrows. I just
I
want
like-
you to make a comic with me in it, Wesley.
Is that it? Is that
I'm
all?
waiting for that day.
I need to put everyone who's asked me to be in a comic where it's like the first panel is just a bus driving with everyone who's asked that.
That would be wonderful.
The second one is just it explodes. There's like no explanation whatsoever of it. That's it.
You get that at work a lot. I feel like a lot of people at work say
Yes. Hey, how come you haven't drawn me yet? There's one guy in particular. And he just, how come you haven't drawn me yet? Like, you're just going shorter on the list now.
If you have to ask, you'll never know, man.
I always tell them, like, if you can come up with like a shtick, like some kind of quirk, then yeah, man, I'll throw you in like a heartbeat.
Oh, that would be great.
Nick, I think you should totally do a comic.
You should, man. Seriously, though, you have really good style. It's cool. I think it would work.
Let's see. Here is a comic idea I was having. So like the first one is I feel bad. I'm terrible at explaining comic concepts, but I'm gonna try anyways. Maybe if I can use my words better, it will help. So the first one is like the baby trying to decide. Like my wife would be on one side, and I would be on the other. It'd be the like, come to mama, come to daddy, come to mama, come to daddy thing, right?
Yeah.
And the baby is trying to make their decision and ends up going to mom. And then the last panel would me being saying, "You've made a terrible enemy, or you've made a powerful enemy here today, child." See, it's not working.
No. I thought you were going the route of like, which clone do I kill or something. I don't know. Like, which one's the real dad?
Yes, that's a better. 'Cause, yeah, you would have like the fake dad and the real dad, and then the real dad would do something horrible, And it doesn't really matter who you choose anyways, and that's how the baby would know. Like,
That would be kind of, yeah, like one of them has a goatee or something.
yes,
Like evil Spock.
yes, that's how you know who's evil. Just goatees.
I had this
Riker was.
one man, like I was, like the 5 stages of grief. You ever like heard of that? I
Oh,
forgot
yeah.
who
Yes,
did it.
there's-
Like,
Sweatpants stage.
yeah. So I was gonna do like the 5 stages of baldness, like on all, and it was just gonna be like one of them was like bargaining, like basically going into like a hair restoration place. And be like, so you take it from my ass and you put it on or something like that.
Oh
It's
gosh.
still kind of a sketch. Like I haven't worked it out, but like finally acceptance will be just like acceptance is the final stage. Will be just him like well first grief will be like he's like oh I really wanted to be a dancer or no I wanted to be an underwear model and then finally acceptance will be him like giving the finger to all shampoo products because he didn't have to pay for them ever again.
Yes.
That's right.
Going bald wasn't really great. It wasn't fun.
I just like gave up all at once. Like after the first kid was born, I'm like, I'm chopping this all off. I saw the writing on the wall somehow.
It's freeing actually.
It's
I mean
kind of
honestly.
nice. You just feel kind of free.
Just rub it in, guys. I still have all this hair. I gotta get it cut. It's awful, man.
Yeah, I'm free, buddy. I just shave my head.
Do you have to shave your head often?
I'm lazy. I just whenever it bothers me enough, I do it.
Actually, I don't shave. I buzz it. I bought these clippers just because like it'll dry out, especially in the winter, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
And so I've never like bicked it. I mean, well, a couple of times I have like with a razor, but I'll just nick it somehow, and then like I'll bleed. And so I bought some clippers and I cut them real down close, and so I just maybe
That's what
every
I
15
typically
minutes.
do. And then I'd be like, I just want to get this just clean. I'm just gonna do this clean, and then I will cut the hell out of some spot on my head every time. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
and it's kind of gross.
Wes, you should do it, man. Just one time.
Go for it, buddy.
Oh man,
Feel like
I
it's not gonna
shave.
grow back, right?
Yes.
It's free. It's very freeing.
I mean, I shaved my head down once, really close, and I have a cowlick like right in the middle of my forehead. And so as my hair was growing back, there was this little tornado.
I used to have a cowlick. That was like a defining characteristic, and now my hair has receded far enough that it's gone.
Oh,
So I'm like, I have defeated you, cowlick.
is that the only way to win? Is really it's
It really is. This guy has a lumpy head.
He does have a very lumpy head. I can only imagine he has like real hair under there,
Right.
and that's just how bad the bald caps were
Like,
back in the
look, we
day.
have not. Our bald cap technology is just a little behind.
It is a little
I'm
behind.
very sorry.
I'm really sorry about that. See, well, both of you may not have, maybe bald, but you guys can both grow beards, so that's something to hold on to.
Yeah, yeah.
It all moved south, man. I don't get it. Like I used to have flowing hair back in the day. Now it's like I can grow a beard probably in like 4 days. But now, since I've had kids, like it's graying, you know. So like you can gray in the face now, and that really sucks.
Oh no, that's no good.
This is dad talk, right?
Yeah, dad talk. What do you do about gray hair? What's your solution to it? Just
Me?
accept it and move on.
Yeah, I'm not like so there's just for men or whatever they call it. But I just kind of like let it go, man. I'm like, all right, whatever. This is kind of I guess I don't want to spend the money on it. Like
Nice.
okay, so actually when I was losing my hair pretty hardcore, I was pretty bummed about it in the beginning. So I really did like buy into these dumb commercials, like Bosley Medical, you know, and all this stuff. And so I researched it and I was like, all right, let me see what this is about. But once I really figured out what they were doing, I'm like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard of. No, absolutely not. These guys walk away with like horrendous scars on the back of their heads, and
Oh my gosh.
it didn't seem like it was worth it. So I was just like, I want to embrace this. Bald is beautiful, and just
That's
move
right.
on.
That's right. I just had several cousins. This exact same thing happened to them, and they just cut all their hair off, and I was like, that's what I'm gonna do. And that day comes, and so that's what I did. I was lucky. My dad's like, you should get Rogaine. Like, but then I have to do stuff. I could just buzz it off in 5 minutes. Just not worry about it.
Be done with it.
Yeah.
Now,
I
did
think
either of you buzz it off before marriage or after? I mean, I think maybe that's the trick, right?
This is after Jude was born. So I've been married for like 2 years. And I said to my wife, "Should I just say goodbye to this?" She was like, "You could." She was very sweet about it.
I would really appreciate it if you didn't.
She's like, "You could."
Nice.
The moment when I really realized it though is like I was buzzing it one night and I was like, I could grow this out again if I wanted. This isn't so bad. It was like shaving the side of my head, the back of my head. Then I got to the top and like barely any hair fell off. I was like, no, if I couldn't, this is it.
Ouch.
This is my life now.
what's the pattern? Is it kind of like a horseshoe or like just kind of on top?
Oh, it's the classic, yeah.
Yeah, me too.
It's a little thinner in the back. It kind of got the swirl going on.
Mine, like when I started, the front little like I guess my widow's peak drifted off. The rest like continental drift or something. I was really pissed.
Right, I had a
It
widow's
had
peak too.
gone like a hamster on the front, and so I mean it's gone now. But like in the beginning, it was like shit. You gotta be kidding me! I was gonna be a like a singer of a rock and roll band or something.
See, now I'm like, I should have grown it out one time. Just one time.
There goes all your hopes.
It's gone forever. That page is forever closed.
Stage 4. So this is a great joke, man. This is a relatable joke.
I think it's hilarious. Because sometimes you see a guy too, and you're like, well, he's still at stage 3.
Oh man, there's a guy at work who has an amazing comb over, and you just want to be like, guy, just let it go, buddy. It's okay.
Yeah.
It happens. Like, no one's asking you to keep this up.
It seems like somebody made a documentary about comb overs. I need to watch that.
Is there enough to make a documentary about?
Yeah, I guess so. I suppose.
Interesting.
The DVD should come with like a really like a book jacket that's only kind of there covering it.
Yes. Brilliant. It just wraps around like 4 or 5 times.
Well, and I saw an interview with this guy, and he had like really long, thick hair, and I was just like, you bastard.
You are the worst person.
You're the director of this movie.
Even that's he just came to every shoot and just like waved his hair
let me
out.
just comb my hair real quick
Hold on, guys, set my hair.
before we get started.
Talk about your comb over.
This is just a model I have on hand who just runs her fingers through my hair periodically. No big deal.
I gotta say, this is a perfect like dad talk situation.
I was just thinking that way. This is as dad as it gets, talking
This
about
is-
going bald.
I think this is a legit thing. We should really keep this up like every Saturday.
I like it.
We don't have to get all done.
It's kind of therapeutic, I'm not gonna lie.
I'm all for it. We can have more dads on, different dad situations.
Think of the possibilities.
Yeah. Are there any dad issues that are bothering you in your life? You guys want to talk about?
My only thing is my lucid dreaming at 4 a.m. that's been going on.
We're having the problem where
I kind of like it even. It's kind of weird.
yeah, it sounds not terrible until those dreams become like awful dreams.
It has its upsides. Well, so I started the new job on Friday. And then, like, leaving the other job, I just kept having dreams about it. And then I have, like, dreams about conversations I had and other dreams about it. And it was
Whoa.
just, like, weird. It was very weird.
That's
And then I
too
get
many
to
like Inception levels. You sure you weren't like being Inceptioned? Did we
I
lose?
think sleep is the one thing that really that sucks. Like so, just in general, man. That's my big gripe with being a dad right now.
Is it
Like
lack-
the comic probably isn't helping it because I stay up late to do this, but our son, like our second son, is like 15 months, and without fail, man, he always has to be in our bed.
Oh yeah.
But he doesn't know how to like be another person in the bed properly.
Right.
And so like he's always like kicking me, man. He's actually my alarm clock now. Like my wife will get up to go shower, and then like 5 in the morning, he's like kicking me in the balls, like, grabbing, like headbutting me in the back of the head and stuff.
Oh,
And
Well,
he's
that
great
sounds
and
fun.
all, but like, come on,
Yeah, come on, get some slack here.
help me out, buddy. No, it's great, man. I mean, it's just that's the one thing is like once they're older, I think I'll be able to sleep more.
I remember sleep.
Do you guys ever feel that way too? Like
It
as
was nice.
like you don't want to wish away their childhood at all, but like sometimes you're just like, God, once they're out of diapers, I'm gonna be so happy.
Oh yeah, totally.
Okay, good. I don't feel bad then.
No,
Yeah,
totally.
don't feel bad for that.
Like I
I'm
think
not,
probably my daughter's gonna be the last one. It's like everything's a little sadder when it's over. But I'm
oh,
also kind of secretly like fist bumping my wife when she, like, yes, the baby gate's gone or something.
we've made it through
There's
that
kind of this
phase.
duality to it, yeah. But then I always just tell myself, well, I'm just going to enjoy whatever phase of life they're in. And that's how I justify my feelings to myself. So it's just moving on and starting other things.
A good way to think about it.
Yeah.
I haven't been through too many phases, so I feel like I can't really weigh in
Oh,
on that.
gosh, Jude is just a year away from school. I'm going to cry when he goes to school.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'll cry.
Aw.
Dude, is in like
I will cry. But he actually likes people, so I know that he's really going to enjoy it. He's not all weird and introverted like me, so
Yet. There's still time.
there's time. Kids ride by on the sidewalk and we're outside. He like runs over there. They're like
Like,
13, they're like 13. He's like, "I'm Jude. How's it going?" I'm just like, "Oh gosh, now I have to talk to these kids." Dude, why'd you do that?
do
in
you
school.
do you get that way? I feel like that's my fear. Is not like raising my child. It's like dealing with other parents and like the future children that she will interact with.
Oh yeah.
For some reason, just terrifies me.
I'm just like, I don't like other kids as much as my kid.
Yeah. I don't like people much. Like do I have to hang out with you now?
So my wife made this point, like at daycare, when you meet the other parents, it's like meeting other dog owners at a dog park. You don't really say anything, and you're just kind of like, well, they're having the time of their lives. It's always just like old crap, nonsensical jargon, but the kids are really like connecting and communicating when you're just trying to get like.
Oh, that is hilarious.
Um,
Some of them even have leashes on them, probably.
That's
In the room. Just cap it off.
It's kind of weird to see sometimes. Like, I mean, it's not that it's bad. Like, I guess. I mean, I just like when somebody has the leash and they're just like tugging their kid away like crazy. You can tell the kid's like visibly uncomfortable.
yeah.
You're like, do I need to intervene at this moment, or
Am I a bad person? I feel like I'm giving him too much color. I feel like he should be more black and white or something.
No, he was a real person,
Oh, in real life, so I'm going for the real life application.
oh,
There
man, I
you go.
haven't flipped over to see what you guys are doing yet.
You're missing some high quality stuff
Love it.
from someone else. I don't know what I'm doing.
Oh, his eyebrows are awesome. That's like a little cruelty of nature too. That's why he's pissed. He's like, I'm bald, but my eyebrows are magnificent.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense.
He can't grow a beard is the other thing. So it's like it all just migrated to his eyebrows is really what happened to him.
So, do you tend to stick with the watercolor brushes?
Sometimes I got this set of brushes. Let's see here, I'll pull them up. These Daub brushes, which are pretty nice. And sometimes I'll use some of them. They have a nice little like grainier effect. I have a bunch of Freedom brushes. I just haven't uploaded to the Surface yet because I am lazy.
Do you throw those in your comic, like the water brush?
Occasionally in like the background. And that last one I threw some in the background. And there's some older ones where I've used it just to pop up color in the background so that it doesn't, so it's not just a solid color. I feel like I'm already kind of cheating by not coloring in my characters. like, I ain't gonna.
That is an artistic choice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it looks great though.
Well, thank you.
I've always been trying to meet that little bit of a balance, like with like what I should color in, what I shouldn't. Because like for the longest time, especially when I started my strip, from back in the day when it was like embarrassing to go back and read, but um, I tried to like illustrate every single detail in the background imaginable,
Oh yeah.
They know what I was doing.
I
And
always
more,
appreciate those,
Oh
but
gosh, I think that would be my problem if I did a comic. I'd be like, I can't just suggest this. I have to go research what that Notre Dame Cathedral looks like for this Hunchback comic and just draw the whole thing perfectly. And then I would never finish anything ever.
it's real easy. That's the nice thing about setting up like a deadline. Like I have to do this on Tuesday, Thursdays, because I feel like otherwise I would be in the same boat. I just wouldn't finish anything. So it's like, all right, if this is how it has to go, I need to do something really crappy, or I could try to figure out how to make it less crappy. Not quite less crappy, but how good can I make it with this time frame?
Exactly.
are you ever up so late you're just like F it? And like, what do you do when it's like 2 in the morning and you still haven't gotten anything? Like as far as an idea for drawing.
Then I give up. Then I just say like, now I'm a little better about like if I don't know an idea by this point, I'm okay with just being like, I gotta go home. Like I gotta go to bed. There's no way. But there were a few nights there where I was like, going to bed at 3. Just like that was good enough, I think. I hope that was all right.
You're
That
like,
sounds right.
I'll draw something during lunch tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's the worst feeling because I've done those. Like I did like a really big strip one time for Chris, the guy from Lunar Baboon, and I was up to like 4 in the morning. And so I've done several, like a few for him. One of them I did like didn't do so hot. It was just basically like one big poop joke, and then like the whole next day I was just out of my mind with sleep deprivation at work, like
Oh no.
checking like all the traffic from it to see if anything, like, and pretty much just having my heart broken.
That's you know what? At least you took that chance.
Yeah.
I did
That's, I
one.
mean, looking back, yeah, but like during it, you're sitting there, you're just like, son of a bitch, what am I doing with my life?
Yeah. I feel like that's at least once a week. Just like, what am I doing here? This is not a good move. I should stop. I should stop and do something else.
It's like that freedom strip from Chainsaw Suit.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, this one strip, man. Actually, like, I printed it out and put it in my office, but it was like, they're like, "Hi, welcome to TGI Knife Fights." And it was like basically like dudes getting like shivved in the background.
Oh my gosh.
I'm always amazed by those strips. Those like just nonsensical, or they feel like really just off the wall. It's like, how do they do it?
Seriously, because it totally works, and you try and emulate it sometimes, and you're just like I mean, I just can't pull in that same kind of.
Yeah.
It's tough. I mean, I know if I would have to work at it or something, but I want it to work like right then. It doesn't.
Yeah. Yeah. Where's the line where it's like, uh, over the top, but still somewhat logical enough that it makes sense. I don't know. I have that problem. Let's give it a bright background.
Unless you're gonna put another book out.
Someday. I don't know. I was thinking like opposed to doing like just a collection of the strips, would it be like doing smaller books where the strips were just based on like whatever the various topic was? Because there's enough like video game strips to be like, here's a video game book. So like nameless PCs versus video games versus parroting versus like WTF? What is this? but then I have to open up InDesign and do all that. And I don't know. I don't think I can ever. I don't think I have enough of a support group for like a Kickstarter kind of thing. I don't think that would succeed. So
I think if you just like, I think you would, man. Especially like your, it seems like your following's been growing pretty steadily lately. You don't
um,
feel that way?
I don't know. Maybe I just can't see it. Like I'm too in the tumbleweeds. I don't believe it yet. But I feel like I feel like it's definitely growing. But
I
maybe.
did have I had a moment where I described the whiskey flask and the hollow book comic
Oh yeah.
to my wife, and she thought it was hilarious. So like just describing panel by panel, the joke was clear enough. I don't know.
That's
That
good.
seems like an accomplishment to me.
That's a huge
We were just like talking in the car, and she was just laughing her head off.
nice.
Maybe that's kind of sad about the truth of how we get through a day. I mean,
How's your experience with Patreon, man?
It's pretty good. I mean, I know I think I need to do more with it, but I just need to find more time to do more with it. If that makes any sense. I feel like
No,
that's
absolutely, man. I've been trying to make one for like a year now, and every time I get in front of the camera to like write dialogue for the principal footage, I'm just like, I try and act cool or do something stupid, and then I'm just like, that's dumb, and then I'll delete it. Yeah.
that's I made a whole video and was just like this is it. This is great. And I showed my wife and she's like, "Who's that? That's not you. Like you're just some rambling idiot right now." Like she was like, "This is awful. Don't put that up." And I was like all ready to go with it. It was like, "I'm in. This is perfect."
finally,
Finally, but it was good. She was right. It was like, no,
gosh,
I had all these ideas to like do really like one thing I was gonna do. I was like starting on the day of the Patreon launch. I was gonna start growing my beard and then have a beard diary for people who pledge like a certain amount, and like
that
offer up like beard care product tips and stuff like that.
oh my
Yeah.
gosh,
And
that's
after like 2 years, just shave it off in some big finale. And then my wife was like, you're gonna grow a beard. You hate beards. Like I don't hate beards. I just they're scratchy and like really uncomfortable.
I hear that you hate beards. I'm gonna stick with that story.
Is that right? Is that?
there's just like a
Like we're just
point.
not gonna go for it. It's just
There's a point you have to push through, like the discomfort, or you just give up.
so. How big is your beard?
At the moment, I am clean shaven.
Oh right.
Weirdly enough, the last winter I let it get pretty huge. So
Is it not
I'll
just
probably do it again.
mercifully? Like I mean, I've wanted to grow one out and get it thick as hell. But every time I do, I'm just sitting there. I'm like, God, there's food in it.
Right.
It's like,
Eventually, laziness always wins, and I stop.
yeah, exactly.
I'm like, it's gross. This has been on my face for too long.
Just like a dirty pair of underwear. You're just like,
And
I've gotta change.
and I do stuff like I just wonder, like, is my chin okay? What does my chin look like? I don't really know.
I miss that
Maybe
shit.
that's weird. That may be weird.
No, it's okay to miss your chin.
No, not at all. I mean, it's your body.
Yeah. I
Because
don't even have.
at one point, I had the goatee for like a dedicated like 3 years or so, and I was like, what does my chin look like under there? And I eventually shaved, and I was like, oh, okay, it's okay. I don't have a horrible growth, but I was a little afraid. I was a little afraid.
It can be scary. It sounds.
It's a little bit.
My chin's actually pretty small, and it's every time I shave my goatee, I'm like, oh my God, I'm a boy. Yeah.
Like,
There was,
crap, people are
there
gonna
was,
start carding me again.
yes.
Gosh.
There was a time when I would shave, I thought like I look like a young lady right now. Just at least until I got just a little bit of stubble there. And I look like a child. And it was atrocious. I've gotten past it in my life now, but
Having a goatee.
Just or having any just like being clean shaven and feeling bad. I think now I'm just getting slightly over. I'm just getting to that point where my chin and my neck are kind of combining. So it's like I need some hair there just for a distinction. I do have a chin, and it does exist.
That sounds like some kind of weird summer blockbuster like Convergence. It's about your chin and your neck becoming one being.
Becoming one being.
I could see that. Johnny Depp could be in it. It'd be great.
Of course.
Yes, he would play the chin.
So lately his movies have been like just ridiculous, right? And like almost to the point where like people were saying his career was over. But he just came out with what's that movie Black Mass? It's like it's a movie it's based on the life of Whitey Bulger, that mobster.
Oh yeah.
If you haven't seen the preview, man, go check it out. It's like really incredible, and he actually sounds.
Gosh.
It's kind of like reinvigorated my interest in his career again. Because like for the longest time, he was just doing these terrible movies. What was that one he did? It was we played Tonta. No, what was it?
Oh, the Lone Ranger or whatever.
That was it, yeah.
He played him in the end.
One of the movies.
Just like you can find a Native American actor. They don't exist for some reason. Let's see what's going on here. Johnny Depp in this.
We need a Native American. Let's go get Johnny Depp.
Nothing that says more of that.
Winning.
Yeah.
Nick, did you ever see Ginger Dead Man?
You know, I've never watched that one.
Oh, that's terrible, dude.
I've heard of that, and his companion.
I accidentally rented it.
You accidentally rented it?
Yeah, well.
I imagine you at the counter and just being like, oh no, like how did this get in
there? Porno, no. It's
Then you have you have Evil Bong versus Ginger Dead Man. Whew, now we're talking. Evil Bong apparently is a thing. I don't know.
No, you're right. So there's 3 of them now. Like there was like the first one, and there was like the second one, which was like Passion of the Crust.
Nice. Oh my gosh.
It's so stupid. But like Gary Busey's oddly in it. Like it was the weirdest cameo because he's being Gary Busey, of course, you know. And it was just like, then he voices the I don't even know if he voiced it in the other 2. He voiced it in the first one, so he's this crazy cookie like running around with guns and stuff.
Is that the one? And spoiler alert for anyone who's excited to see this film, where the end is that they eat the candy. That's like how they win. They eat that.
One guy does. He's like, "Oh, you stupid cookie bitch!" And then he grabs the cookie and bites his head off.
And that's how
he starts eating the rest of the cookie, but then he's possessed.
It only enhances his power.
What a twist! M. Night Shyamalan couldn't have thought of that.
Yeah.
Shyamalan.
And then he becomes the cookie.
It's like then he poops, and the poop becomes sentient, right?
Right, and that's the sequel.
Yeah, there it is. Brilliant. Let's pitch it. I mean, we're gonna make bucks, guys. Bucks.
For real.
Dozens of bucks.
Dozens of bucks.
Ah, shit.
That's what this is really about, not drawing, but getting a Hollywood movie made.
Yes. That was the secret all along.
Yeah.
Alright, I think I'm done with my Nosferatu.
I think I am too, but you know what's weird is like Mischief just does not have layers, you know? Or at least this version of it. So I'm really kind of like working on one here. And he's kind of angsty.
Is that the free version?
Yeah, totally.
Okay. Yeah,
I think he'd have some angst, you know.
You bought the full Mischief?
Yeah. It was on sale for like $13. Yeah, it was a really good, like, I'll use it to start sketching out stuff.
Hmm.
because it just has that infinite layer canvas, and so just like move off to the side and try another idea or do this other one.
Yeah, it's kind of free flowing. It's kind of cool to mess with. Again, though, it's like so this is still my work computer, so it's like the downloads are limited as to what I can put on it, you know.
Oh yeah,
So I
Mm.
had to fight for this, saying that I could like, I had to take like a spin on it, like, oh, I'll design shit for you.
Right.
that is a program though I've thought about. Like if I ever go to a client and just need to sketch stuff out real quick, like that's perfect because it is just like here's this, and you can just kind of push off to the side or move along kind of thing.
Yeah, it's great for that. Any comments? Any more comments?
Scrambled legs. That's still.
Let's see. Oh, nice, nice.
Paxton said he was watching, I think.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Bill Paxton? No,
Paxton.
not funny.
Paxton is
Not Bill, not
Paxton.
not Game Over Man Paxton, but guy we went to school with Paxton. So he might have fallen asleep by this point.
Yes.
Not the Independence Day Bill Paxton, but Bill Pullman.
Right.
Nice.
God, you guys are great, man. Those are fantastic. Wes, that one's great, man. He's just so like, I don't know.
I feel like to me he's like looking up and wondering like when is lunch or something. You know, that's his like. Did I get that right? Are we good?
Right.
I have to pee or something. You know, like it's that breaking character.
I think mine's just basically my normal guy with like ears, a nose, and claws.
I don't know that brow. That brow is something to be proud of. Just the connecting guys on that.
A little bit connecting, yeah.
It's good.
I did not spend enough time on that hand. It's kind of a blob.
Those are all the best hands. I don't know if I've ever spent time on drawing a hand.
Yeah, see, I really like drawing hands, but yeah, that one sucks. Oh well.
Yes.
Do you get like a lot of the pictures of the Nosferatu guy are like Klingon-y a little bit? A little bit of
Yeah,
a
they are.
forehead?
He does very much. Maybe that's where they all come from.
And maybe it is. Maybe it is.
At least some of the shading, I've seen that. I mean, obviously it's not ridges.
Yeah. Word.
Wes, you got any more comments?
Any more comments
Yeah.
on your drawing?
No. On
On the YouTube.
listener? Yeah.
Oh. Any more people talking to us? No, I don't think so.
3 people watching, but I'm one of them.
I think I'm one of the other ones, so it's probably just Paxton.
And he's probably not even really there.
Yeah, really. Paxton, get back to work.
Right. You should be drawing something right now. Oh man. Extremely shiny self-portrait and a Nosferatu. That's pretty good.
You know,
Not
that's
bad.
all you really need from the night.
We'll go with it. That's pretty good.
Well, you did a zombie too, right?
Oh yeah, the crazy zombie looking dude.
There you are, 3 for 3.
I forgot about that.
It happened so long ago.
God.
It was.
That's great.
I've heard them call him the Tar Man, I think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He's like all drippy and stuff. That's awesome. Well, cool.
The movie had like the weirdest Nazi in it. Well, wasn't it one of the dudes? Like I forgot how he was tied to like some kind of like Nazi character or something. It was one of the scientists. It was so ridiculous. Like,
Right. Totally random and forced and racist in some way.
yeah.
Because it's the 80s, man. That's what
Everything's
they did.
fluid.
That's what they did.
I'm probably misremembering. I don't know. I'll have to go back and watch it, man. It's on DVD somewhere in my house.
Now I feel like I have to. I've talked about it too much.
Was it Night of the Dead? Are we having a movie marathon?
Yeah, Return of the Living Dead.
There
Yeah.
it is. That's,
Wait, it's Return of the Night of the Living Dead or Return of the Living
I
Dead?
think it's just Return of the Living Dead, if I remember right.
yeah. Weren't there a couple of them? Like, wasn't there one where
I know there's at least one sequel.
there's one where a guy has a girlfriend who's become a zombie, and so he wants to keep her his girlfriend, and he like feeds other people to her. Not exactly sure how it works, but I believe that's it. Well, I think
It's hard to say because like there's been so many like random knockoff zombie movies that have come out like in the
It's
last.
true.
yes.
Even Romero came out with some random ones
It
like
just runs together.
Diary of the Dead came out. And,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Did you ever see that one? Was that any good?
I did. It was better than some of them. Like what was the? It was who came out with one after that. It was crap. Diary of the Dead was very like filmed on a camera, shaky cam type thing,
Okay.
and the other one was right after that. All right, I'm googling it. Hold on. So this shows up
To the internet.
to the answer. So I was talking to my wife about this like 10 years ago. We were like, God, do you remember what it was like before cell phones or before like awesome smartphones and all this stuff? So I was like, yeah, I remember in college thinking like how great it would be to have a watch with Wikipedia on it, and I thought I was going to make $1 million. And within like a year or two, like smartphones came out and like dominated the market. Like the iPhone was developed, and I'm like, oh, there it goes. Never mind. So we could have all had watches if I were acting faster.
I was talking about how the other day we were right at the period when we were going through school that Flash was coming up, and then so I learned how to do Flash and make Flash stuff, and I was like CSS, nah, I think I'll stick with Flash, and then it was totally like iPhones came out and they're like, we're not going to support Flash, and Flash was dead in the water. Like, I guess I'll learn some CSS classes now.
They what was it? Do you remember Homestar Runner?
Yes.
They were kind of one of the guys that were pioneering all that, or at least they were doing a lot with it. It was really cool stuff.
Yeah, what was it? The Brothers Chapman, is that?
Yeah, they're based out of Atlanta.
Oh, man.
That
Yeah.
was great.
Not far.
I used to sit and watch those with my wife before she was my wife. We'd just sit and watch Homestar Runner.
Oh, it's so funny.
Strong Bat. I wrote into a Strong Bat email. It never got published, but
Did you really?
yeah, we were like, it's gonna be great. And I'm sure. I think it was terrible. I think we asked who would play him in a live action movie. I don't know why he didn't respond to that. Right, guys? There's a lot to learn.
That's money.
There was like Homestar is like he comes in with like a 5 o'clock shadow, but it turns out it's like cinnamon.
Yes. I remember that. I think to this day, anytime someone plays with a light switch, it's, like you can't throw. It's him yelling at the cheat for throwing a light switch raid.
Light switch rave, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh my God,
System is down.
It's just it's done. See, now that's comedy that's lasted.
They had the Poop Smith too. That was one of my favorite characters. The guy who just shoveled crap for a living.
Yes. I didn't realize how close that was to adulthood until now.
Yeah.
I wish I would give that more of a warning.
How old are you guys?
What'd you say?
How old are you guys?
I'm a young 31.
I'm a young 33.
And I'm 30. Gosh, I'm so young.
Oh, man,
Child here.
I got my whole life ahead of me.
Yeah. There's still time to change the world, Nick. It's over for us, but
Well, it starts tonight with Dads That Draw Things.
that draws them.
It's the beginning of understanding.
So here we go. The latest George Romero was Survival of the Dead.
Survival! I was trying to remember what it was.
Yeah. I remember watching it. Like I think it takes place in like Australia or something. I can't remember. I'll have to go back and read it, but or read the well, I'm reading it right now, but I just remember it was just like so convoluted, like, and just it wasn't really well thought out. I think he was just trying to push something out, and maybe it was pressured by somebody. That's the way I felt watching that film.
Like, oh, this is he did not want to do this film.
Yeah, George, come on. But Diary of the Dead was not too bad. I liked it.
So worth checking out.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Word. I'm gonna have to check it out. Well, I think it might be time for it to come to an end. I think Paxton might be the only one watching.
I just sent him a text. He totally is. But you know, I got him to draw something tonight, man.
That's all that matters.
He's been looking for some inspirato, and it got him going.
There you go.
Tell him I said hey. I guess.
We're an inspiration to all.
To all 4 watchers at one point.
All 4 people. Well, that was fun. We will do this again.
Yeah, we'll do it again, and I'll figure out chat, and maybe we can invite more dads.
We'll actually know what we're doing.
Yeah.
Maybe. I'll have to get Bill or somebody in here. It'd be fun.
Yeah. Maybe I can figure out how to host. I don't know.
To interact with people.
Yeah. It's never really been my strong suit, so you know.
Yeah.
Did you start a YouTube page for this? Like
people.
What was that?
you can post them like the videos, I guess, after they're done, right? Like if you start a YouTube page for Drawing with Dads.
Yeah, it's on a channel now. So
it is on the channel. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
A couple of people subscribed.
I will be on my way. Hold on.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3 people subscribed to our YouTube channel.
But if people see it, they'll hear what I say and see what I drew. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm a little concerned about that too.
I don't know, dude. I don't know how I feel about that.
know, maybe just watch what you say. You know.
Oh man.
Dude, I think I trashed my boss or something. I can't remember what it said.
Oh no.
I know. I can take it down. If you're worried about it.
No, you're good.
There's like a 7-minute of me talking to myself video up there too that I need to figure out how to get rid of as well. So
I need to watch that tonight before it's gone. Check.
I will remember tomorrow to take it down. Maybe it'll be 3 weeks and someone will comment on it. I'll be like, oh yes, need to take that down. But anyways, thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out.
Yeah, it was good to meet you.
You should plug your stuff now, right? That's what they always do at the end of these things.
That's what they do.
I've been Wesley Hall. You can find me on Twitter at NamelessPC or online at namelesspcs.com. PC stands for player characters. We used to be a comic about D&D, but now it's just like a journal life thing. Anyways, thanks.
Look at you.
I got the yellow pitch down.
That's good. That's good. That's good. I'll go next because I don't have anything.
You should just say I'm Nick and then just like move on.
I'm Nick, Nerd Pruitt on Twitter, and I know Wesley, and he's actually getting me to branch out and share art with the world. So you can watch the thing you just watched again and watch me draw again.
You're welcome, world.
Yeah.
I'm sharing Nick with you.
There you go.
I am Stephen McGee of RaindogComic.com, and you can find me on Twitter at RaindogComic, and probably like 3,000 or 4,000 other sites. I throw this crap everywhere.
It's a smart move. Throwing it everywhere makes it seen. All right, well that's been Drawing with Dads. I'm gonna hit the stop broadcast button now.
Guys, dads are so cool. Have a good night.
Yeah.
Yeah, goodbye.